Good morning, and welcome to Podbean Amplified. We are having a moment of relaxation during this episode, so please turn off your lights, pull up the sheets, light a candle, maybe a snack and a glass of wine, or a beer, or a scotch. We don't judge. But we're going to relax today in this episode. Just kidding. My name is Shae. Hi, welcome to Podbean Amplified. I will be your host. I'm your host, Shae. Also hosting is Miss Ericka Kensington. Woof woof. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Did I throw you off with that intro?
I was like holding on to my seat, like relaxed. I feel like, relaxed.
I know none of that. I have to ask. We've been doing this thing back and forth. How was your weekend?
Well, got busy again. You know, went out with family, celebrate a birthday. So I feel like I need to do a little more isolation weekend. So it's been fun, but it's like, you know, having to spend time with your family and having that moment together. But at the same time, I want more time for myself.
Oh, 100%. Everybody needs an Ericka weekend. But it's true. I mean, we work 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, and then, you know, that time, the Saturday, Sunday you have to yourself. And that's just me. I mean, I'm 26, and so I'm kind of like, 9 to 6, you know? Mm-hmm. A lot of people out there are like, I've been doing this for 30 years. First of all, I never said it was for everybody. Definitely not for me. Yeah. But we do need that time to relax and recharge and get ready again for the week, because it becomes a routine. Mm-hmm. And so when you're expecting that moment of relaxation at the end of a long week and you have to cater even more and show up again, it's exhausting. Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
Definitely. Especially with the news. Like, I can't even imagine like the energy going on, you know.
So much heaviness spread throughout, and energy is real, guys. I don't know if you believe in it. I'm a big energy person, and yeah, energy's been heavy. Mm-hmm. So I hope you guys have an Ericka weekend. If it's, you know, during the week or an actual weekend, have an Ericka weekend. I promise you'll feel replenished, recharged, and live like Ericka.
Or just a day, you know. Just a day. Either way. Block off that day.
More time for you. Mm-hmm. This is, if you did not have a warning or a sign, this is your sign to just slow the pace down a little bit. Take a deep breath, enjoy your own company, be present, and relax. Woosah.
Woosah.
Woosah. So obviously we've been talking about podcasting news and a lot of things that are going on in the podcasting community. One thing with the news that you brought up is that with news podcasts, the consumption is, I would say it's growing. Mm-hmm. News outlets, obviously people have opinions, but I would say, I think a lot of podcasts now are getting listened to or will be listened to more than the news. And so going into this, on podnews.com, they actually put out an article. I'm going to pull it up because I don't want, when I put the facts out there, I don't want to get them wrong, because I know someone out there is going to have that article right next to them reading it along like, nope, she's wrong. It's actually 15% instead of 14%. No, I'm kidding.
You're going to ask, where's the source?
Where's the source? It's Pod News. Pod News is my source. But Pod News cited Dr. Craig T. Robertson in his article about the changing landscape for news podcasts across countries. And when we're talking about that, they used a couple of different countries for a survey. I don't know why I can't talk today. But with the U.S., they access a news podcast weekly, 15%. So they're pulling from, obviously, YouTube. And so when people are going onto YouTube, 50% of those users weekly watch news podcasts.
I mean, I bet, especially like, I don't even know if people would be trusting the news, like them big companies. I don't know, you know, but
yeah,
it's better to just trust. What do you think that it's best? Like a podcast that, you know, that they would do sources for. Mm-hmm. So
they say there's always 3 sides to a story. Your side my side and the truth. And so when you look at it like that, there's really two main ways you can go. One side or the other side when it comes to media. One's going to make an article look better than it is. The other one's going to make it look worse than it is. And so when you have two sides, just like pick one. I think that podcasting is what we need in this time, because we talked about the news, I think maybe a month ago now. I don't like watching the news. I think that it's too heavy, too much. And if there was somebody that I aligned with, you know, who kind of has those same ideals, pays attention to the same things, or has some sort of point on the social, whatever's going on socially, I would probably go and listen to them as opposed to watching the news, because it's more directed at the things that I want to be educated on, rather as you should know about these things, because I promise you half the time, not all of the truth is there.
Right.
There is truth, but not all of the evidence. And so when you look at podcasting, it's subject to opinion. I'm going to tell you the facts, and I'm going to tell you why I think this way. And I feel like that's more transparent than a teleprompter and somebody news anchoring like, this and today. Whereas I'm not going to say names because I don't want to go there. But if Shae was political, or Shae was very into the news or worldwide news, I would have been like, did you hear about what happened with XYZ? I think that's da-da-da-da. Here's where I found my sources. This article says this. This article says that. I don't know what to think. However, this is what I think. And so it's a little more transparent in the thought processes.
Definitely. And you can control it because it's for your own, like, you know, understanding, other than like, yeah, like you said, other people, they have their own filter, they have their own mask about like what they want to show, like what they want people to know about the news. So makes so much sense.
Obviously we got a little heavy. Don't really want to do that. Gonna throw out the line and reel it back in here to some dumb laws.
We're moving from news to dumb laws.
To dumb laws. So this is a little, I don't know, it's not an old wives' tale, not a myth, but what is it, like an old story that gets passed down? What are those things called?
Legend.
Legend has it that in the 1920s, something went terribly wrong in Arizona, and we are going to play you a video to explain what happened.
No, it's illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub.
Wait, a donkey in a bathtub? Why is that even a law?
Back in 1924, a rancher's donkey wandered into a tub to nap.
As they do.
Then a flood hit. The tub, with the donkey, floated down a valley.
So this town had to rescue a soaking wet donkey in a bathtub?
Yep. And lawmakers were like, never again.
So now it's illegal just because of one donkey?
One very floaty, very relaxed donkey. Yes.
America's legal system is wild.
America's I love how they presented it like a children's storybook.
Right. Yeah.
Just like, welcome to 6th grade history. Let's talk about the Constitution and how laws are formed. Miss, can you tell me a law? Let's watch this video.
Yeah.
Like, what? That was cute though. I think that's really funny. So just for context, in the 1920s, obviously you're more of a community feel, very small town, not a lot of people. And so this rancher obviously has a lot of cattle, donkeys, whatnot. He has a bathtub for some reason in his backyard. Donkey likes to take naps in there. Rain comes, flood happens, donkey goes bye-bye down the town. Now the town's valiant efforts, I'm talking the whole town now, is trying to rescue this donkey. And by the end of it, they're like, we exhausted a lot of our resources for a donkey. How can we not have this happen again? Well, just make it illegal for a donkey to sleep in the bathtub and he won't float down the ravine again.
That's the most, I don't even know what to say, but ridiculous.
The odds of that happening twice? I mean, it hasn't happened for...
Oh, because they made it illegal.
At least another 100 years.
But, I don't know, it just makes me think, like, if that incident made them a law because a donkey just slept in the bathtub and in the flood, and then it's like people from their town was like inconvenient, and then they made it illegal instead. And then what about now? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go dive deep.
This just in. Rancher gets fined $20,000 in efforts to rescue his donkey who floated down the ravine in local Arizona.
That's
Shae from Goodyear.
from Goodyear. This is America.
Only in America do we have these problems. Even in the 1920s, where we weren't even like,
1920s.
We're still a baby. We're like, our biggest problem is that my donkey floated down the river last night. Like, what?
Oh
okay.
My goodness.
Donkeys, bathtubs, Ericka weekends. We all need them.
You're right. Like he was just relaxing and napping, and then all of a sudden, some people will be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna," just make it illegal instead.
Just having a grand old time.
Right. Then there's gonna be people like that. You just minding your own business, just doing a relaxing weekend or anything, and then they'll just be like,
"This is Podbean amplified." And we can't be Podbean amplified without giving you a Podbean software highlight. Today, we're going to be talking about Podbean Business. So, Ericka, tell me about it.
So we all know Podbean Business, and if you don't, it's the Podbean feature that deserves more love, especially for creators that juggling multiple projects or podcasts. With one Podbean account, you can host multiple totally separate podcasts, right? Not just like a playlist, but you can have your own title, cover art, RSS feed, analytics, monetization tools. It's all separate.
Separate, but all in one.
Separate, but all in one.
So it's definitely clutch if you're managing, like a personal show and a client. So for instance, if we had this show and then we took on somebody that wants to do podcasting but doesn't really want to handle the schematics of it, then technically you could be a producer or a manager of podcasts. This also helps if you're running a podcast network. I mean, we're filming in a studio, so people who have podcast studios or studios in general, it'd be beneficial to have a business plan. That way you can offer your clients something a little more extra. Because I know people will make requests like, hey, I want to do a podcast. How much would it be? I've been like, okay, cool. Do you know what platform you're going to use? Do you know if you want me to edit? Because I have this, you can just hop onto my network and it'd be like a TV show, like Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. But we have all these different shows on the one.
Right. Oh, wow.
And then this is also good if you're hosting, different topic based. So I'm very into sports. I watch and keep up with football and basketball season. And so maybe I could have a football season podcast and then a basketball season podcast. And then I'm very talkative. So just anything podcast. So I could have 3 different podcasts making money all at the same time. I also have ADHD and I can't keep all my thoughts into one corner. And so having multiple podcasts, I can sprinkle an idea here or there, everywhere, kind of like I said with the sports and the self-help podcasts.
It's really cool because it's like you can make podcasts out of your passion and make money in all those little things, like more money. That's really cool.
Get paid to just talk. This is podcasting. You get paid to talk. Why not have multiple shows and multiple things that you can talk about? Because I just paused because I realized I'm speaking to myself. Girl, why don't I have a sports podcast? Why don't I have a basketball podcast? Why don't I have a football podcast?
I mean, didn't you mention you have a podcast that you're starting?
I do have a podcast that I'm starting. I'm still starting it. Oh God, I'm such a not a bad person, but just like a bad podcaster. I'm over here like, do these things. How's your podcast going, Shae? Don't want to talk about it.
It's all good. It's all good.
The creative block has taken over Q2, but not in Q3.
Not in Q3.
Not in Q3. Come July,
Remember, it's all about timing too.
Timing. It just, I have the inner workings of a podcast. It just did not feel right, you know? So listen to your gut. Have an Erica weekend. Woosah. Take some time. Take some time. Of course, with this being Podbean Amplified, we are bringing you some of industry leaders, some podcasters, and with this instance, the head of marketing, headliner, Elissa, and she is going to talk to us about her company as well as her marketing and, you know, maybe some other fun stuff. Hi, Elissa. How are you?
Welcome.
Hi, thank you all for having me. Excited to be here.
Oh, of course. Thank you for being here, setting some time aside to be on here and just to talk more about your company. So obviously, you being the head of marketing, you've used humor, theme campaigns, and even literal flying saucers, if you guys didn't see it at the conference, at podcasting events. So how important is including fun and driving real engagement at the same time?
Yeah, so I mean, if you're familiar with Headliner at all, you've probably noticed right off the cuff, we do like to have fun. Our logo, it's a big pink and purple smiley face. So kind of hard to not have fun when your logo and your mascot is a smiley face. But yeah, for us, we really kind of leaned into just what podcasting is, and podcasting is a community. So who doesn't want to be part of, you know, kind of a fun community? So Headliner, we've definitely been very intentional about trying to build a positive, memorable connection with our audience, with podcasters, with our followers out there. And, you know, what's not more memorable than our co-founders in pink and purple tuxes with smiley faces and tinfoil hats with flying saucer in the background.
I love it. I love that you guys are sticking to the baseline. Like, creating is so fun. And I think people get caught up in the schematics of podcasting, and just because there's data, there's editing, there's a lot that goes into podcasting. If you're not a podcaster, you don't really know. And so just bringing about like the creative and the fun, it's inspiring. If I went to that conference and I was there and I saw you guys, I'd been like, this is content in its own, you know? So very cool.
It's very creative indeed, yeah. So with
Thank you.
all the creativity that you guys have, and with AI going on in the market right now, how is the Headliner leveraging the new technology and tools like Disco or Eddie?
Yeah, of course. So Headliner, we like to say that we've been leveraging AI before it was cool. So our kind of hero product is Make, and that's going to be our audiogram tool, now expanded into video, of course, to best support our video podcasters out there. But we've kind of leveraged AI for our clipping selection. So we've learned from how podcasters are editing their content within Eddie. So that's going to be our transcript-based editing tool, but as well as how they are using their actual podcast out on social media, out in the world. And that is really helping us to kind of better inform our products. So we get to work with users and tangent with the AI tools to kind of help better just build Headliner and ensure that it's working harder and smarter for our podcasters. Disco, you mentioned it, so very similar to the audiogram tool Make that I mentioned. It does leverage the same clipping AI technology, so it's going to pull those kind of best moments from your podcast and ensure that it's going to be kind of contextually relevant to what's going on within page text to serve web traffic, relevant podcast clips that not only drive actual impressions, building kind of awareness on your podcast, but also to drive engagement in terms of listenership.
That's really love that. So obviously, Headliner makes it easy for creators to make content look good. But what user behavior trends or pain points did you really see that shaped product direction?
Yeah, so with Headliner, our goal, of course, we want to help podcasters make content look great, but we also want to make that process kind of as painless as possible. So working with podcasters, we actually surveyed a lot of our users and they wrote back to us. And we found on average, our podcasters were spending about 14 hours within the whole podcasting funnel per episode. Wow. And the actual promotion of their podcast was only 7% of that total time. So to me as marketing, that's arguably the most important part. So we're definitely always trying to ensure that we are making it as painless as possible, whether that's going to be social posting automations, YouTube automations, automated transcription. We're all about automated, just making it easy for our podcasters to get their content and then optimize that content as well.
Oh, I love that.
That's really cool. It would definitely help a lot of our podcasters when it comes to AI and stuff. With everyone trying to stand out, how do you think podcasters can carve out their niche in like 2025? What's Headliner's role in that?
Yeah, so we really like to stress that kind of the key to podcasting right now is to not try to be everything to everyone. It's just showing up consistently in places your audience already is. So whether that's social media, whether that's the web, in podcast apps themselves, Headliner's just trying to provide tools to help better create content, more easily create content, and then of course best optimize your podcast to leverage the best practices, whether again that's going to be social, web, podcast apps, what have you.
Amazing. No, I love it. I also love the fact that you guys are dedicating a lot of your framework to the podcasting needs at the time, while also like you said, AI was something that you guys made happen before it happened. And so I think that's really cool that now you guys are taking the surveys and updating and maintaining based on the consumers. That's really important, because a lot of big businesses will kind of feed you what you need. Like, you need this.
Right.
Where it's like, no, you need this because you asked for it. And so I think that's really unique for a business. Good on that.
Well, thank you. We've definitely tried to convert our actual users into fans. So we definitely, we're always talking to people. So right now, just even on social media, we're having a conversation with the host of the ex-homeschoolers club, and he just has found some other like features within Headliner, and he's making entire like YouTube reviews for us right now. And that was all just like very organic, and that's led us to have some changes. Like after this, I'm hopping in a meeting right next, and we're saying like, hey, how can we help better update our speaker library within Eddy? So all sorts of stuff just from little interactions with users.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Power in the community.
Yes.
Truthfully, we in
yeah.
podcasting, obviously, in podcasting, Ericka has strengths and weaknesses, and I have strengths and weaknesses, but I feel like together we could just conquer the freaking world. And so when you use that element of community and just putting heads together, you can do so much. And I'm so happy that, you know, you guys are where you are. I'm happy that you took the time to really explain how your business runs underneath, because that is super cool as well. You guys are very intimate with your customers and very adamant on catering too. So I think that's really awesome. But
Beautiful.
Please shout yourself out, shout out Headliner, maybe drop some little details to something that you have coming up possibly, or a conference that you're going to be at.
Yeah, so Headliner, we're headliner.app on virtually everything. Right now, I'd say probably the most exciting thing we have going on is a product launch. So we just launched a brand new podcast summary tool. It's called TLDL, standing for Too Long Didn't Listen, but it actually leverages AI. Thank you. I named it.
Really
so
good.
funny.
I love it. I love it.
But it takes so you can plug in up to 5 different podcasts or 5 episodes of the same podcast, mix and match that configuration however you would like. Set your time, and then it's going to actually create a custom summary that's going to pull actual clips from the show, as well as blend Hey AI hosted insights. So they're a nod to how Headliner is using AI there. But that's definitely the most exciting thing, kind of in tangent with the video podcasting efforts we have coming out.
Amazing. Well, we appreciate your time. And if you don't know, Elissa started out in marketing, and now she is the head, making headway into the podcasting community. I think Headliner is amazing, and we can't wait to see what you guys do next. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all.
No, truthfully, we appreciate it, and it's super cool because we love talking to other creatives in the space. with the same, podcasting. We talk to a lot of podcasters, but we're speaking to a lot of different podcasting companies or like centric companies now, just seeing where the trends are moving, and AI seems forever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that you guys took advantage of it right from the jump. That's very smart.
Well, thank you.
And the TLDL, girl,
That's
you
really
are
smart.
bringing a new edge to marketing. I just want to say that. Because everything is so, like, we went to NAB. It's not necessarily a podcasting conference, but it's a media conference. And it's very, I don't want to say staunch, but like suited up, very professional. And with you guys kind of tearing down those walls, and it's like, no, this is fun.
Right.
It welcomes people. It's more friendly, I would say, which is what we were hoping for and are looking for in other companies. So we love it.
That's really cool.
Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time. You're very busy doing all your creative stuff. But we appreciate you, Elissa. We'll go ahead and keep in contact. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We
Yeah,
appreciate you.
thank you both. Yeah, have great days.
Have a good day. We'll speak soon. Obviously, this is Podbean Amplified, and we want to bring you all of the tools that you need in order to be a successful podcaster. If you have any other questions or things that you want to hear us talk about, please send us a DM because we want to help you out. We would love to be more involved with the podcasting community. We want to connect with you guys. And if you're having any trouble, please go to Podbean Academy. Go to podbean.com. I hate to say this all the time, but it's very true. There's so many articles in there that would level up your podcasting game and just open your eyes to a lot of different ways that you can make money, enhance your podcast. And there's a lot of knowledge to be had with reading data and altering your podcast based on those data points. And so we have a bunch of different videos from top to bottom, beginner to expert level, of things that you need to do to upgrade and maintain your podcast. So definitely look out for that. We just had our live webinar. Thank you for showing up and asking your questions. We will be having one every single month. The end of the month, it's usually on Thursdays. But if it's not, we will let you know. And this has been Podbean Amplified. I'm Shae.
I'm Ericka.
And we have had fun. It's been real. It's been fun.
real.
It's been real fun. Until next time. Next week.
Next time. Next week.